I'm Alex Khan. I'm 38 years old. And 3 months ago, my own father and younger brother stole the app I spent 10 years building, sold my source code behind my back, pocketed $1.2 million, and then had the audacity to tell me I was overreacting when I found out. What they didn't know was that I had already stopped being their safety net years ago. They just never noticed the moment the safety net turned into a noose. Picture this. I'm sitting in a glass conference room on the 42nd floor in San Francisco, closing an $8 million Series A round. My co-founder is shaking hands with VCs. My phone is buzzing with congratulations from early employees. The app, Pulse, has 1.7 million active users. AI-driven mental health journaling that actually helps people instead of harvesting their trauma for ads. I built it alone in my bedroom in Lahore during load-shedding nights, then rebuilt it in Silicon Valley after I moved. 10 years. No salary for the first 4. Credit card debt. Sleepless code sprints. Therapy sessions I paid for myself because I refused to let the darkness win. And while I'm signing term sheets 12,000 kilometers away, my father is in my old apartment in Goldberg, using the spare key I never asked for back. Sitting at my desk, downloading my private Git repo with the password I once gave him, just in case something happens to me. He didn't wait for something to happen to me. He made something happen. I landed at Allama Iqbal International at 2 a.m. on a Thursday. Jet-lagged, euphoric, already planning how I would quietly send my parents enough money to pay off their house loan as a surprise. I took an Uber straight home instead of going to their place first. The apartment smelled wrong. Not like food or a tar, more like stale coffee and someone else's cologne. My second monitor was on. The Git client was open. A USB drive was still plugged in. I checked the recent activity log. Someone had cloned the entire private repo 47 hours earlier, pushed nothing back. Just took. I called my younger brother Bilal first. He's 31, still lives at home, helps dad with the property business that hasn't made real profit since 2018. Bilal, did you come to my apartment? Silence. Then a nervous laugh. Bye. Relax, Yar. Dad needed some files for a presentation. Some investor thing? What investor thing? More silence. Then, you're being paranoid. Come home. We'll talk. I didn't go home. I went straight to their house at 4 a.m. Anyway, Dad opened the door in his vest, pretending he'd been asleep. Bilal was behind him on the sofa, phone already in hand, probably texting someone. I didn't shout, I just held up my phone showing the Git log. Explain this. Dad's face didn't even flinch. Alex, Beta, sit down. We did this for the family. Bilal jumped in. You were sitting on gold. Buy. That code is worth millions. We found a buyer in Dubai. Clean deal. $1.2 million already in the account. We're going to invest it properly. Real estate, gold, something safe. You'll get your share later. I stared at the man who taught me how to ride a bike. You sold my company's IP without permission. Dad shrugged. Family company. Everything is family. Then he said the sentence that broke something permanently inside me. You always acted like you were better than us. Now look, finally you made something useful. We just made it useful faster. I walked out without another word. They thought I was defeated. They thought I would come crawling back, begging for my share. They had no idea I'd been preparing for this moment since the day Bilal accidentally spilled coffee on my first laptop 8 years ago. First move. Forensic audit. I hired a cybersecurity firm in Singapore that night. Within 72 hours, they traced the download IP to my apartment, confirmed the USB transfer, recovered deleted browser history showing Dad searching. Sell source code anonymously, Dubai. They also found the buyer, a shady Wuwei-based health tech shell company that had already rebranded Pulse as Mindflow, and launched it in the Gulf with minor cosmetic changes. Second move. The recording. I called Bilal and asked to meet just us. No drama. He agreed too quickly. We met at a quiet cafe in Da. I let him talk. He bragged. Yeah, the Dubai guys paid cash equivalent. Dad handled the negotiation. We used your code as is. Why reinvent the wheel? You should thank us, honestly. You were too slow. I asked the golden question on camera, Eden in my shirt button. Legal in Punjab for one-party consent. So you admit you accessed my private repo without permission and sold the code? He laughed. It's family property, bye. Chill. I sent that video, plus bank transfer receipts the Singapore firm had already subpoenaed through international channels, to the FIA cybercrime wing the same evening. I also filed with the U.S. Patent Office. I had provisional patents filed years ago, and notified every major investor in my cap table. Within 10 days, the Dubai company received a cease and desist from 3 different law firms. Their app was yanked from the stores. The money trail led straight back to a joint account in Dad's name, Bilal as co-signatory. Third move, the ear's equivalent plus international cooperation. Turns out, $1.2 million wired from Way to a Pakistani account triggers all kinds of red flags when no tax declaration is filed. I didn't even have to push hard. Once the FIA opened the case for theft of intellectual property plus unauthorized access plus money laundering suspicion, the FBOR automatically froze the account and started asking questions about source of funds. Dad tried to claim it was family gift. The timestamps didn't lie. The Git logs didn't lie. Bilal's recorded confession didn't lie. 4 months later, the Dubai buyer settled out of court for $2.8 million. Damages plus legal fees plus restitution. That money came to Pulse legally. Dad and Bilal were hit with FBOR penalties of 78 lakh rupees plus back taxes. Their properties got attached. Bilal's wife left him after she saw the court filings. She took their daughter and moved to her parents in Karachi. Dad had to sell the family house at a loss to pay lawyers and fines. They now live in a small rented flat in Samanabad. I recovered full control of the IP. Pulse relaunched with better security, zero trust architecture. No more family shared passwords. Last month, we closed Series B at $22 million valuation. I didn't go see them after the judgment. I didn't need closure. I needed silence. Last week, I got a WhatsApp forward from an old school friend. Alex, bye. Your dad is telling everyone you betrayed the family. Took everything, left them on the street. I read it. Smiled once, deleted the chat, blocked the number. Now, when I drive my car through Lahore at night, windows down, no music, just the sound of the engine, I don't feel anger anymore. I feel absence. The space where guilt used to live is finally empty. They taught me family means sacrifice. I taught myself family means consent. And if it doesn't have consent, it isn't family. It's just a liability I no longer carry. So that's my story. A man who built something from nothing, lost it to the people who should have protected it, and took it back, not with screams, but with evidence, patience, and cold precision. What would you have done? Forgiven them because blood is blood? Or drawn the line and protected what you earned? Tell me in the comments. Because sometimes the most brutal revenge isn't destruction. It's simply refusing to let them live rent-free in your future anymore.